Welcome to demidoodle.com's how to make a fold flat box with a 6x6 piece of designer series paper. We are going to make a feminine version and a masculine version. Let's get started. The main thing that you'll need for this project is the Stampin' Up! Scoring tool, and I'm going to get this where you can see the ruler at the top with the pins or markers for where to set up your score lines. So I'm going to start with my 6x6 piece of paper. This is from the Share What You Love suite. I'll be using that paper as well as this Share What You Love embellishment kit to make the feminine version of the box. So let's score this piece of paper. I want my score lines to be on the reverse side. So I'm going to score at 1 and 5. Turn the paper a quarter turn. Score at 2.5 and 3.5. And you can see my markers here at the top are colored with an alcohol-based marker so that I could tell that I have the one color for the first set of scores and the other color for the second set of scores. While we're at it, we're going to do the masculine version, so I'll score that piece of paper as well. So I have a masculine piece of paper here. This is from the Wood Textures Designer Series paper pack. It has lots of different wood patterns in it. It comes already in 6x6 pieces, so you won't need to cut it as I did with the paper from the Share What You Love suite. So I'm going to score this one. I want it running, yes, this way with the grain this way. So I'm scoring at 1 and 5 again. I turn it that quarter turn and then score it at 2.5 and 3.5. And that's all we need the score tool for. So I'm going to get that out of the way. Let's start with the feminine version. So for both of these, you'll want to burnish in your folds. So I'm using the Stampin' Up's bone folder. And I'm just going along each of the scores to crease it firmly. And really that's all we need to do with the bone folder and the scoring tool. The next step involves hand coordination to get the last little score. So you can see in this picture that I've created, we have to have these diagonal scores. But you can just do that right. You want your side of your box to be up, so you can hand put it together where this score matches this side of the box, and then just score it with your fingers. And I'll flip it around so I do that same one over here, the other side, the opposite side. So I've got that one. And we can finish these off with the bone folder. And then we'll want to do these. So now I want this side to come up. And I'm just folding that in so that this edge and this edge match up. Make that little diagonal crease. And we do it on the other side the same way. Bottom of our box, we want it to fold in like this. I think that I've got that correct. I may have it reversed. We'll find out in a minute. Yes, I do. So I want this side like, no, it was like, that's correct. Like this, like this, like this, and like this. So these pieces here, you may choose to add glue, or you may choose to leave them just so that when they're put together they fold up. So that's what I'm doing with my boxes. I can just use a paper clip to show you what it looks like. We'll add the embellishment here in a moment. So you can see those scores again. Let's do it on the masculine version. So again, we're going to burnish in our score lines. I think I want it this way so that they will not, sometimes depending on which way you fold, the mountain or the valley side, you get a little breaking of the paper fibers, and I didn't want that to show. So over here, I'm just going to do the same thing. Fold this side up like this. Fold this side up like this. This side up like this. It's really not hard once you get the hang of it, but your first time or two, you may go, am I doing it right? And even if you don't, you can just reverse the fold and get it the way that you want. So again, then that will just fold up like this and close like this. So to embellish the top of this one, I simply took a pearlized doily. They come in a package like this, and I folded it over the top. Then I added out of the Share What You Love suite, and you get several elements in the Share What You Love suite. So you get some pre-cut, laser cut pieces that could easily be stamped on, but I'm using them for an extra embellishment here at the top. Some different colors of mini tiny paper clips, baby paper clips. So there's some sort of pale orange color and the silver color here. It also comes with some white thread that you could use to put behind elements and some baker's twine. And then this box can be used to provide a nice gift for someone after you've made them a set of cards. So I thought these two might pair well together. Maybe put some chocolate in this one and cards in this one. And what a nice gift for someone. So to get that design, I simply folded over the tag top like this, added my paper clip. These are hard to get going the first time. I'll use a different one. There you go. And then I added to that about a 9.5 inch piece of berry burst ribbon. And I just slipped it through, tied it in a bow. I think I will make the effort here to get this silver one where it's working. It was stuck together a little bit. So I'll just feed this through here, like this. Tie a knot. Slide it on top of the whole setup, like this. I like using this version of the Designer Series paper because it doesn't really matter which way's up, which way's down. Just put that on there and tie my ribbon. And I would fuss with that a little more to get a nice pretty bow at the top, but I won't do that on camera. There are these little flower elements that I also added to this one, but I have loved them so much I've used them all up, so I won't be adding that on this box, but you can see the finished product here. And then for the masculine version, I thought instead of all that fancy doily, pearlized doily, that using my 2 1/4 inch punch, I would just add a circle to the top. So I'm just folding this in half, trying to get the idea of the green going vertically. Add this to the top like this. I would add the silver tag, and I pre-cut a piece of 9 inch. This one is the copper trim. And I'm just sliding it through here. Actually, it does look kind of good with that orange paper clip. So again, just tie it. Now this ribbon is so cool. You can see on this finished one where I fussed with pulling it apart. So you can see here, you can pull the ends apart like this. And it just makes a real organic looking, more masculine looking bow. I added a button here from just probably something I had left from a pair of pants that came with an extra button. So here I have one more. There are some nice elements in the catalog that you might choose instead if you don't have extra buttons laying around your house. And to attach buttons, I use the mini glue dots. So just a couple of those will work out well here. Just add that on there. And then finish up with tying that bow and fluffing it out, or however you would want to, like this. So now you might be wondering, what would you put in a box like this? Well, for a stamper, I was thinking that maybe for a hostess gift for one of the people coming to my card classes, I could add a leftover Stampin' Spot from one of my paper pumpkin kits, a little bit of gold trim here, and some twine, and voila, I have a really nice gift for a new or returning stamper that comes to one of my classes. And in the one for the guys, I thought, oh, just any kind of chocolate or other kind of sweet treats, that they would really appreciate that. So thanks for watching today. Check me out over on demidoodle.com. That's www.demidoodle, Demi-Doodle. And you can find the instructions and the supply list for these cute little boxes.